It's very painful.
My feet already hurt. I don't need to walk upstairs to the lower feet.
We're back again. Hello and good morning. This is Nikki from Nikki Kaigi. It is a Wednesday here. I think it is the 19th. And so, yeah, excited that I get a few moments to sit down and film a quick update video. I had a few sort of ideas of what I wanted to do today. One of them is talk about this $2 notebook from Muji that I've been using for the past 3 days, I want to say, and what it's helping me with. So this I'm very excited to talk about. I am going to give a quick update on Stoner because I just finished this last night. So yeah, excited to sort of share my thoughts about it and what is next up in line for reading. There's only 40, I think as of today, there's only 41 days of the year, which is crazy to even think about. So yeah, gotta pick wisely for the next few, or maybe even just next one book. I did also want to rearrange my filofax contents, and then so things inside my filofax, and then maybe talk very quickly about the Hobonichi weeks. So there's a long agenda here, and I have my list so I don't forget. I might actually take this out and just put it here so it stays within my my frame here. So today's a new day, and like always, as you know, this is what I like to do on a new day, and that is stamp. And I'm okay. So there's only a few pages left here, so we'll have to figure out what's next for the section, and that's part of the agenda. So get that out of the way. I am going to then, I think today I'm just gonna rip this off and put it. It's really cold here today in Hong Kong. It like dropped. So if you guys are on Celsius, I think it's about 12 degrees today, which I know sounds like actually a perfect fall day in New York, but for some reason the days are just colder here in Hong Kong, and I think it's a mixture of the humidity and just people aren't used to it. So the minute the temperature drops to like, let's say 22 degrees Celsius, everyone in Hong Kong freaks out, and all of a sudden we're all wearing heat tech. So I like to do that. So we got the Wednesday in. Today is, one thing I've been trying to do actually is maybe just to do, when I wake up, like I just do a quick review of what happened. So I woke up at 6 a.m. Wake up. Patty woke up at like 6:36. Pancakes. Breakfast with an avocado. That's chili. So good. This is the ultimate combo for champions. So today have to maybe I might see my acupuncturist. We'll see if I get a. I have to buy tissue paper and there's something else. I'll add to this later. And maybe Laurel, my friend Laurel might come over. So we'll see. So this is what I have been doing. This is my little pork belly that I drew yesterday. I think I just flipped through this quite recently, so I think you've seen all these pages before, but this is the Sunday. And then, oh, I got to respond to. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna do Stoner review. So I still have to review this, like write a written review for this book. But while we're on this subject, Stoner is a book that I bought a few months ago because, yeah, I've just been hearing a lot. I mean, Butcher's Crossing, Stoner, all John Williams. And these are all sort of books that weren't popular during John Williams' time. So I think he died before any of his books got really popular. So I think when Stoner was around and first came out, it only sold 2,000 copies. And that's really what I love about the New York Review of Books, is they really publish a lot of books that I think would have been, or republish and reprint a lot of books that I think would have been forgotten. So I think their standards of publishing, I trust. And it took me maybe about, let's see, when did I start Stoner? I started Stoner, and I don't have a lot of notes on it just because, I don't know, Stoner doesn't feel like a book I need to be writing notes about this entire time. But yesterday is when I finished it, so I write that down. I finished it 11/18/2025. So it took me about a week to finish. It was a slow start, if I'm being honest, but I think as it went on, I was pretty surprised by how dramatic. I wouldn't say it was dramatic, but it's really the story about a guy who's a no one. He's just some guy who is a professor. He's started off, born in sort of on a farm, and so kind of moved and became a professor, and like this really charts the course of his life, kind of like a very slow moving montage. But I'm surprised by sort of how much happens, and I think that kind of tells a story of everyone's lives, that it can be super ordinary on the outset, but there's a lot of power in telling your story because it is, I don't know, I think it just brings to light that even the most ordinary stories can be moving, can have a lot of life in them. And even though there's really no like plot arc that happens, there's clearly, relationship struggles at work, in the workplace, between lovers, affairs, familial sort of heartbreak. And I think one of the parts of the stories, one part of this story that I found just like sort of touched me in a way and like moved me a lot and kind of just made me really sad, is Stoner's relationship with his daughter, how it sort of blossomed so beautifully and sort of ended kind of. Anyways, I'm not going to spoil it because as I mentioned in my last video, I read the introduction. I was like, oh, I feel like I know this story already. Even though that isn't true anymore. I think reading, now that I've read the whole entire book through, I think the intro just kind of paints a picture of sort of what the general idea of the book is, but I think the beauty in the book lies in the like minutiae of the everyday details. And there are definitely sort of parts I underlined a few things, and so let's see. The love of literature, of language, of the mystery of the mind and heart showing themselves in the minute, strange, and unexpected combinations of letters and words, in the blackest and coldest print. The love which he had hidden as if it were illicit and dangerous, he began to display tentatively at first, and then boldly, and then proudly. Yeah, I mean, there's just passages like these that I think John Williams' prose is actually pretty plain, and so as someone approaching this who probably doesn't read a lot of classics and hasn't read a lot of classics in a really long time, I think this is actually a very easy and readable book, and so I highly recommend it. It's just it's warm, but it's kind of dark in a way, but also not. Like, it's there's something uplifting even in the most like tragic sense of the plot. But in any case, my next book is a reread. Actually, it's Nora Ephron's Heartburn, and I thought it would just be funny to paint into kind of contrast the two different books. Heartburn is Nora Ephron is just a completely, obviously different writer than John Williams. And if you don't know, writer of You've Got Mail, Sleep With Us in Seattle, and just generally a really funny writer. And this book is also about an affair, actually, but told in the perspective of, I think her name is Rachel. Rachel discovers her husband is having an affair, and she's a cookbook author, and it's just really funny. Last night I finished Stoner and I just started Heartburn, and I was just in bed cackling. And so I love when that happens, when I have a book that I'm just like, yes, excites me. Okay, so the meat and potatoes of this video, now that I've blabbered on for 10 minutes, is really this $2 notebook. And I think I started posting about this only a few days ago. It's only been 3 days. I have been, and I know it's kind of crazy for me to like kind of go through so many notebooks at once, and last time I even talked about going on Notion, but I'm not going to talk about that today just because this has really somehow been the pride and joy of my life in the last few days. And as you guys know, I was carrying this around a lot, but for some reason it felt too much like a miniature version of like a system and an organizer that I already had. So I was personally kind of finding it difficult to separate what goes in here, especially if I'm sitting down at my desk and I have both within easy reach. So I kind of compare this, and I haven't like put a name to this or anything, but you know when you used to talk on the phone, and I'm a millennial, so if that gives my age away, I used to talk on landline phones a lot. And I used to have like a pad of paper next to me, and I used to doodle in it, just like, whatever that came to mind. I'd like write scribbles, I'd write I'd like dictate what I was saying on the phone, I'd draw, etc. And so I kind of see this as that. And so without giving too much away, and I guess I'll block out whatever I don't want you guys to see, over the last 3 days, this has sort of been this creative outlet for me. And that's sort of what I was looking for, in fact, because I feel like I personally really enjoy drawing. I can't say I'm really good at it, but I do once in a while like to draw the things around me. And I don't know, for some reason, I feel like this is not the place to do that. And one other thing is, I don't care like how tattered or torn this gets. This is $2. It's actually called Pocket Note. I just realized this. And like already you see like stains around it, which is totally fine to me. No rules. I'll stick things on if I want, but usually I like to just carry one pen or pencil around. And this has everything. Like it has drawings. It has like, let's see. Here I just remembered that I watched this interview with Guillermo del Toro and talking about Frankenstein, and then it like led me to thoughts of like, okay, why do we associate Frankenstein with the monster, not Victor Frankenstein himself? But maybe he is the monster. Anyways, that's for something else. That's a whole other conversation entirely. We're going to Osaka. I got my weekly, and then all of a sudden I'm decide to talk about my filofax and Notion stuff, because I think this is the night I was editing that last video. I drew my pumps. Can't believe I've been pumping for 9 months. And then November 17th, I just started like, thinking about dates and stuff, and like started doing a little planning here. I drew Peggy's walker. And the thing is, for this, I'm not afraid of just like scrapping this empty page and going to the next one, because I know there's just like so many pages here. It's so cheap. I feel like I'm gonna fill like just thousands of these, but we'll see. Today will be a good day Shumai is giving me life. Apply for ambassador access. Tools. What is a tool? Creative tool versus thinking tool. So this is about my Substack. And I just have this on my desk next to me at work now, and like by my bedside and in my pocket. I literally just take this out sometimes and start using this. I also got this gray 0.5 Muji, and I have been really loving the way gray looks on cream paper. So that's an aside that is interesting. And then I sometimes have like to-do lists. I thought this was really funny, this page. What do people mean when they say between a rock and a hard place? I obviously know. I'm trying to envision it. There's this elusive space between a rock and a hard place. Not a fun place at all. Can we make the hard place soft? Anyways, these are just random stuff that comes to my mind, I guess. And I feel like I just need somewhere to do that, because sometimes when there's like so much in my mind, I feel like I can't really let that out here. I saw a little bird sitting on the AC, and then all of a sudden I was watching this video by Anna Wallace Johnson, and then I started writing all of the books that she recommended, which is nice. And then I started listening to Sophie Royer. Sage comme une image is, and sorry if I'm butchering the French language, is the name of one of her songs, and so I looked up what it means. It means you're so well behaved that you don't even move, kind of like a still picture. So I thought that was cool. And then I decided to break out my color pencils. There's this artist that I follow on Instagram whose work I really love. I think her name is Esther Gonzalez, but I think she goes by St. Zales. Anyways, I'll post her Instagram in the description. But she did this thing where, you know, kind of like breaking out of creative rut, which is actually super interesting, because I think that video came out like 12 hours after I decided to buy this. And so like her Instagram post was basically having this place to like let go of your inhibitions and your thoughts before you start the actual work. So I thought that was very appropriate. So she does all these like collages as well, which I was like, oh, maybe I'll try that. Don't mess with a girl who wears rabbit fur. So that's a rabbit and a devil rabbit. That's part of, I don't wear rabbit fur for what it's worth, but this is part of a song that I was listening to. And then this was yesterday. I ate a hash brown. These are things that, oh, this is kind of what I want to do for this video. Reminder to read Stoner, check Amazon deliveries. I posted the little Watanabe calendar here. Stoner, some more thoughts on Stoner. This book is so beautiful, damn. One chapter away. I found the James Joyce's Dubliners on my shelf yesterday, and I was like, should I read that next? But I wanted to kind of maybe not read something so bleak next, which is why I went for the Nora Ephron instead. And honestly, I think I'm going to finish this in a few days if I am just, you know, carrying it around. How I read basically is I sometimes read in front of Peggy. I read out loud to her, which she likes, which is great. And sometimes, a lot of times, I basically just read when I am out and about. And I am actually probably not very good at looking at my surroundings because my face is always in a book. I binge watched Selling OC, and that's really my guilty pleasure if you guys didn't know. Yes, it is watching the Selling Sunset, Selling OC, Selling the City series. I'm embarrassed by this, so just so you know. I was thinking of maybe reading War and Peace, and this is kind of inspired by my friend Petya, who's reading Anna Karenina as her sort of final book that she wants to conquer this year. And I thought maybe I'd follow in her footsteps. We'll see. It's a big book. I don't think I could tackle that in the next 41 days, but it would be an interesting challenge. And then, oh yeah, in another life, it would have been fun to design book covers. What a literal dream. I guess that's my page dedicated to that. Just a little drawing, and then just something related to work. And that's really it. This was like last night, and I haven't really started my day yet, but you know, I think we can do something fun and creative and break up. And it's really also a really fun opportunity to use pens that I have not used in a really long time. So I can do this, November 19th, Wednesday. And then I can say something like, filming YouTube video. And then that's it. And then that really becomes the day, and then, you know, whatever scribble stuff, that'll happen right after. And what's really neat about this is now that I carry this around, at the end of the day, when I'm really like organizing my logs here, I basically just can refer to this and write things down, and that's really it. And my filofax still looks nice, and looking nice in my filofax is not my intention, but yeah, it's just, this is not, hasn't become a place where I just like come here and write random scraps of things. And maybe that's the wrong way to look at it, because maybe that's exactly what this filofax needs to be. But I think this is taking me out of some sort of creative rut, and maybe it's temporary, who knows? But at the very least, maybe it'll take me a book to realize that, and that's it. But I feel like it is money well spending for sort of the, yeah, just the creative release. And a quick update on this is I am still doing really great on this monthly illustrative calendar. Yesterday was the pork belly. So yeah, I am very excited to see this month fill up, because I think it'll just look so nice. And there's that. So when it comes to, I think, reorganization, and how long has this video been? Let's see. Oh, it's 21 minutes already. Okay, we'll see what we get to. Okay, but I wanted to do a quick maybe reset of this. And one of the things I think we can start doing is just taking everything out. So one of the things includes this that I don't really use that much anymore. So I'm going to keep all these sections, plan log, but let's see, I don't use this very much anymore. This vertical planner, I have not really used. So in terms of just items, I just want to do a little, not spring cleaning, but I guess it's winter cleaning of this. So this I still use pretty regularly. I need to update the, I'm out of pink stickers actually, but maybe they're, let's see. No. Where did I put all of my Stalogy stickers actually? Are they in here? Sorry guys that you are having to witness this. I really have to find a way to use more of my stickers actually. So if you guys have any ideas, maybe let me know. I feel like I could just get really creative with them in a like purely like creative way. Like how can I create collages from these stickers that is fun and relaxing and just a part of a, okay, yeah, because I have way too many stickers if you are witnessing this right now. Okay, I don't know, it's so many that I don't even know where some of them are. I think I have an idea where this stuff is. All right, so I'm gonna close this because I am done embarrassing myself. And I will, this is a to-do. And then as for these weeks, let's see, okay, I still have this to do. I still also want to sell the clothes or donate. today's really cold. Did I mention that already? And then I still have my winds in. I don't think my log section is gonna be touched upon that much. I'm gonna leave this here because I want to just log it with the rest of November once that time comes. My private section is still here. Let me read. I feel like I need to update this area with something cute. Something like book related. Let's see. Do I have an assignment of that short around here? Let's look through here. I might not have anything. Let's see. Ooh, look at these ghosts. Ooh, kind of like these two. Sometimes you never know where you'll find like things that just speak to you at the moment. Look at that. Oh my god, this is too cute. But how should I make it fit? Anyways, I think I could take some of these out too. It's been so long. Yeah, unaccountability machine. I figured this has been just although the thing about this is I haven't finished reading or listening to this book yet, so I'm still gonna keep it here. I'm gonna take out this and take out the Toni Morrison stuff. CC Morning Abreast, Precise, I am going to keep that. I'm gonna take out these. I'm gonna take out a leopard skin hat and Abundance. But I am gonna keep Excellent Woman and Night, Horse at Night. I'll keep that too. I'm still reading that, so I want to keep that. I'll keep this. Wait, what? Oh yeah, okay, this is by What I Loved. So, okay, so this is good. Lists wise, we have this, which is great. Recommended reads. I should look at this list later and just do a little bit of Psychic. Oh, here. Let me just Stoner by John Williams. Finish this on 11/18. Good, so 20 books so far, really. And video ideas. Okay. Yeah, so I'll keep this actually here because I have to review these later, actually, because I still haven't finished my Substack. This is embarrassing. This is just what is going on, Nikki? Oh, this I should move to a better place. Maybe I'll keep this in my list section because this is basically a list of who has won Settlers of Catan. So already immediately it's feeling a little less chunky, which is fine actually. I don't need it to be very chunky right now. And then I'm reviewing to see what inserts I can add in here. What are these Ashford sheets? I bought a bunch of refills earlier that I'm just like, what are these? Why are there only 30 sheets in here? Is it like really nice paper? Oh, it is. I don't know what to use this for, but we'll see. Let's see. This I can actually probably use soon to replace my daily notes. Even though it's not plain, I'm okay with that. I could also use these Da Vinci ones, but my friend did get me these 2 weekly plain ones. I'm excited to... Ooh, this one starts in... This one starts in... December. Pardon. So I potentially could start these soon. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess December 1st is a Monday. That's crazy. Oh, I can start this experiment soon. All right. So maybe I'll take out January and okay. Ooh, exciting. Okay, this is the Ray May 2026 weekly. I don't know, I think I covered it in a earlier video. My friend Pearl picked this up in Esleet in Taiwan, and this is neat. So this is an experiment actually, which means I will stop after we hit December here. So let me just put that here, and perhaps I'll move this. Oh, I can't. Okay, we'll leave this here. So this is a new experiment that is upcoming, but maybe I'll start just logging some of the December stuff in here. And what's neat about this is it is 1 week per double spread, but like this example gives, you can basically split up, it has already split up the day into 5 sections. So for example, if you wanted, for example, this to be a food log, you could do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you could just log stuff here. And then at the same time, you still have maybe like work stuff, private stuff, or Peggy stuff. So I'm gonna figure out we're gonna do a bit of experimenting with this to see what works and what doesn't. And then I'm gonna review at the back if I have enough paper here. So these are still the made up paper. I actually still have some of this dotted paper here. So I wonder if I even need to put stuff. Anyways, oh, I'll just add a bit more plain paper here because I do think at times I just need some plain paper. I'm gonna add that here. And then in terms of reviewing this, I have updated a little bit and added to this sticker sheet. This one's a little bit full now. I have 3 left to fill. And then, yeah, I still have a bunch of, I guess, random, oh, I have some Peggy photos here. Oh, I need to add this actually to something. Got it. That's good that I'm not losing things. And I still have my, let's see. Yep. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I just need to look through this to see what I have because I often can so easily forget. Okay, got some dot stickers here, more dot stickers. Got it. Okay, so that is good to know. This I actually made myself out of a filing, like one of those plastic folders. I cut it down to Bible size on the corners, punched a hole, made slits on one side, and so it becomes like a homemade storage area. In any case, I think that is it. I think one thing that I'm missing here really is figuring out what goes on my little homepage area that I have yet to decide on. But maybe, just maybe, I'm going to, I actually don't think I have time to talk about the Hobonichi Weeks from Loft that my friend got me because I have no thoughts around it and I'm running out of time. So we're gonna save that for next time. I am going to break out one of these Frog and Toad postcards though. I love Frog and Toad. I read this to Peggy every night now, and well, I attempt to, and then she starts flipping the book and trying to eat it. So I attempt to. Ooh. This is a limited edition postcard set, and I am just going to break it out because you gotta use your stuff, you know? Okay. this is amazing. You are looking quite green. I am a frog. That's perfect. All right. That is going to make me very happy every time I open my... Oh, perfect. That's it. That is my new setup. Yes, it covers things a little bit, and if I were really committed, I might punch holes in this, but I'm not gonna do that quite yet. I just love this. Maybe I'll add another... No, I think this is great. Yep, it doesn't. That's amazing. Okay, that is my refresh so far. Oh, this is already making me so happy. That's my refresh so far. Not too many updates, but I will experiment with this. If I have December things, I will start filling this out instead of the Hobonichi weeks. And then, yeah, my logs are great as ever. And this, guys, $2 well spent. But yeah, thank you guys all for stopping by. I'm going to archive some of these now. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess around here, but just wanted to say thank you for stopping by, and I am excited to see y'all in the next video.